So this is it. It's here. 8th edition 40k. Yes. Well, we've finally got our hands on the Dark Imperium Ultimate Warhammer 40,000 box set.
Yep.
For 8th edition, and we're going to have a quick look through with you guys. This is very, very exciting. Oh, look at that. Do you want to talk about that? No, we just want to move straight on. So what have we got here? We've got an insert.
Yep.
Looks like that's containing all the models, but should we put the models to one side for now? Yes.
Yep. Okay, we've seen the models, but we're going to have another look. I'm going to take that out and that.
Right. And should we have a quick look at what else is in here? So we've got the dice, ruler on that side.
Is there anything special about the ruler?
I don't think so. 12 inches, like a Dreadsaurian.
It doesn't hurt as much as a whippy stick. We've got some clear red dice. What?
Yes, this ruler just doesn't hurt as much as a whippy stick.
That's the only negative so far.
Okay, that's the only negative.
Got nice dice, that's a positive.
Are they clear?
Yeah.
And what else on this side? But I think we can see already that is bases.
And the really cool bases.
Obviously the new cool flying bases.
Yep. Let's move that out of the way.
Let's move that out of the way.
We've got some transfers. Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels and Space Wolves.
Wow. So they're definitely allowing you to pretty much at least go with 4 chapters.
It's interesting they've got separate markings for the units as well. So the Plasma Hellblasters, the Intercessors, Inceptors, characters.
Yeah, I mean that's good to see, because sometimes as well with the transfer sheets you get a whole mix of iconography.
There's different symbols for the squad markings.
Yeah.
So Hellblasters have got that, Tactical is that,
Yeah.
Inceptors is that. So that's what you've got different.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's cool they've labelled it. It's cool they made, like, you know, if you look at an Eldar transfer sheet, it's like a million different icons and stuff like that, and it's like, well, good luck, work that one out.
Yep, we've got campaign badges. Alright, we've got core rules, which are on a
Games Master kind of cardy kind
Dungeon
of thing?
Master sheet.
Dungeon Master. Is that folded as well, or?
No.
No?
So there's 8 pages of rules.
That's it?
Not 12.
I need to flick. Yes.
That's cool. We've got core rules. That explains the battle round, so we already know movement, psychic, shooting, charge, fight, and then morale.
Down to movement.
Movement phase.
Cover movement, minimum move, enemy models falling back, advancing.
Yeah.
So again, very basic, straightforward. A couple of things on wobbly model. Reinforcements, re-rolls, roll-offs, and sequencing in between. And then going
2 or more rules are to be resolved at the same time, normally at the start of the movement phase or before the battle begins. When this happens during the game, the player whose turn it is chooses the order.
Okay. Makes
So priority if it's your turn pretty much all round. Psychic phase, which we've already been over on a lot of our chats, but we'll obviously do a playthrough of this. We're going to be doing videos on that.
Cool.
Because at the minute, I mean, this is just looking in the box, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just look through the box, see what there is.
We are planning to do the full breakthrough of the game. So turn by turn, we'll break it down into videos and we'll do that content. We've still got Perils of the Warp. And then the final page on this side is the shooting phase.
Interestingly enough, Perils of the Warp though still exists, but the Psyker suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Double 1 or a double 6 when taking a psychic test.
Ouchie, ouchie. If the Psyker is slain by Perils of the Warp, the power they were attempting to manifest automatically fails. Each unit within 6 inch
Ooh.
immediately suffers D3
Each
mortal
unit,
wounds.
so that's friend and foe.
The Psyker is dragged into the Warp. That sounds horrific.
No, but imagine Turbo and a Psyker into the enemy and
What, intentionally
throwing dice and hoping to be...
I mean, I'm thinking someone like Eldrad. I know from the leaks we've seen so far, Eldrad can attempt 3 psychic manifestations per turn.
Yeah.
He's not going to last till turn 2. Not with my rolling. You see my capacity for 1.
And Jack though, you know, double 6 Jack.
Double 1 or a double 6?
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
Or you can turn them into bombs,
They
basically.
did say this game was going to be pretty bloodthirsty, so I think we're just going to see psychers popping out of existence left, right, and centre. Well, people like Magnus and stuff. That's just incredible.
They'll probably have something to ignore it.
Yeah, maybe.
And then we've got the shooting phase.
Awesome.
Next page, or pages, we've got weapon types. So it's got the rules for assault, heavy, rapid fire, grenade, and pistol weapons. So assault, they can fire even if they've advanced earlier that turn.
Yeah.
You have to subtract 1 from the hit rolls made when firing that weapon. Heavy, you have to subtract 1 from the hit rolls when you're firing it. Rapid fire, if you double the number of attacks if you're within half of the weapon's maximum range, so that's standard. Grenade, each time a unit shoots, a single model in the unit that is equipped with grenades may throw 1 instead of firing any other weapon. And we must have grenade stats somewhere else. And then pistols, they can fire a pistol even if there are enemies within 1 inch of its own unit, but it must target the closest enemy unit. And it can shoot its pistol even if other friendly units are within 1 inch of the same unit. Each time a model equipped with both a pistol and another type of ranged weapon shoots, it can either shoot with its pistol or with its other weapons, or with all of its other weapons. So you choose pistol or everything else.
Wow. Resolving attacks. This is the wound chart, of course, which we've seen simplified. I'm just wondering whether invuln saves can be taken against mortal wounds.
No.
Maybe we'll find that out. No armour or force field can withstand their fury. Each mortal wound inflicts 1 point of damage on the target unit. Do not make a wound roll or saving throw, including invuln saves, against a mortal wound. So I have seen some stuff where you do get a save against a mortal wound. For instance, the Eldar Ghost Helm gives you a 5-up save against mortal wounds. So that's actually quite powerful. So there's not going to be many saves against mortal wounds then.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what we want to see. We want to see the battlefield drenched with blood, particularly Imperium blood.
Charge phase. So we've gone through this as well, haven't we? So you choose the unit to charge, you choose the targets.
Yeah.
So interestingly, you choose your target. In Age of Sigmar, you roll your dice and then you choose where you want to go. Back to 40k, you have to choose the unit you're picking to charge with, then you choose where it's going to go. Then they do their overwatch, and then you do your charge and move. It's because there's overwatch really, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the fight sequence. Choose the unit to fight with, pile in up to 3 inches, choose the targets, choose the melee weapon, and then resolve the combat attacks, and then consolidate up to 3 inches.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then on to morale.
Yeah.
So I think we've all seen how that works. They've covered that fairly clearly, and they've also covered how transportation works as well. So just the rule on transports there, clearly significant enough to make it to the core rule, but which would make sense really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So 8 pages, not 12, or at least this super cut down version of it. How incredibly clean and neat is all of that.
I like how it folds away more than
It's not full of charts anymore, rolls to hits, rolls to wound, all that kind of stuff. You like that, don't you?
That's the best bit so far.
Like a concertina of simplistic rules. Okay, first of all, we've got the Death Guard.
Yep.
And I'm assuming this is the little
Nice artwork there.
codicy, isn't it? Nurgle's favoured sons. And I do love Papa Nurgle, I have to say. I've got an affinity with Papa Nurgle. He's a happy chap. I think probably he should be sculpted with a beard. Obviously we've got the front end Lords of Contagion, the Noxious Blightbringers. They look amazing. Look at that weapon there and the bell. This is what's pretty exciting stuff, that kind of the Sigmar models that are getting, you know, the Nurgle models that are getting
Blight
reintroduced. Kings, yeah, the Blight Kings. So the Blightbringers. Love that.
I like all the background that's with all of these.
Yeah, this is great. Nice colouring as well. It's good to see some purple in there. Not that I can see purple. Is it purple? Because it looks pink to me.
Contrasting.
I was guessing to contrast. And of course we've got the fetid bloatrone.
Almost like a squid.
Yeah, cute again and looking good. And then of course we've got the smiley chappies, the poxwalkers, who are about the happiest disease-ridden people out there, aren't they? I don't think we need to go through the kind of background.
Nope.
It's not really what I want to do. We just want to see the layout of the book. So Tainted Sons, we're getting really now into iconography and colour schemes, aren't we?
Yeah, these are the different war bands.
Yeah. Looking good. Some nice little quotes there from Ergoth Rothart. Plague Champion of the Death Guard. Sickness, disease, plague and pox. Nice. Like a little nursery rhyme for Nurglings. Oops. Okay.
The warbands are called Vectoriums then.
Yes. And interestingly enough, you don't really see this with Nurgle, do you? Because everybody tends to play the standard green colour scheme. Not everybody, but you know, the vast majority.
It's always a shade.
It's nice to see them saying you can kind of go different direction, even with the black and gold.
Interestingly, they don't have names underneath them. You have to read the actual text.
Yeah.
So you've got the Pallid Hand, Apostles of Contagion,
Glooming Lords, Pox Mortis.
known as the Fecund.
Pox Mortis.
Fecund ones. Featured choir. Yeah, I like that. It's good.
We've got some little showcase of painting.
Yep, so this is the heavy metal
Yeah.
showcase of what they are.
And we saw these models at Warhammer Fest and they're just incredible. They're wonderful. These are huge
That
and
thing's
they're just
amazing.
full of detail.
That thing's disgusting in the game.
Yeah, super powerful. Right, what else have we got? And then we're into the data sheets after a nice little bit of artwork there. So, psychic powers. So we've got Miasma of Pestilence, and this looks to be a value of 6, and if you select a friendly unit within 18 inches of the psyker, the unit starts your next psychic phase. Your opponent must subtract 1 until the end, Subtract 1 from all rolls to hit. So again, just ways of making them more resilient.
Yep.
Then what we've got here, and again, this is an enemy unit within 18, this is Gift of Contagion. You roll 18 inch of the psyker, roll a d3, consult the table below to discover what characteristic penalty. So okay, we've got some random stuff coming in now. So we've got -1 attack, -1 strength and -1 toughness. Liquefy.
I like how there's only 3 spells.
Per faction, we've seen that.
Discipline.
We've seen that in Eldar as well. And I have to say, I kind of missed it, and then I thought, you know what, it just makes the game so much simpler, doesn't it? It's just,
You can remember 3. You can't remember
you
6,
can remember
and
3.
then another 6 for every discipline that there is.
Yeah. Okay, and we're into the stat lines. And again, there's plenty of this stuff on the internet, so we don't know to go through
No, all
individual
the rules.
data slates, do we? But they seem to be good. I was just looking, this is the only thing that I've noticed is references to pages.
Well, that one's disgustingly resilient, which is on here.
Yeah.
So that is pretty much your rules that you'll be checking
Your
back
rules
to.
that you're checking back to is 1 page. So I suppose, and it's the kind of thing within a couple of games you'll remember those quite
There's
clearly.
only 2 rules there.
Yeah, yeah. I still think, given it's fairly straightforward, you know, disgustingly resilient is basically if you lose a wound, you roll a dice on a 5 or 6, it doesn't lose the wound. You could fit that in there. That's all I'm saying.
Here.
Yeah, exactly. And there's space at the bottom of the page,
could have
but we'll
fitted it
see. We'll see.
On every page.
So again, we've got power levels. We haven't got something going off here. We've got power levels, but we haven't got any points at this stage. And I think, yes, we've got an error. So, oops. They've just not quite trimmed the page. I'll take a scalpel to that. I don't think that's one we'll send back.
No.
But as you can see, they've just
Could use
not
more
quite
origami,
trimmed the page. But we can have a look inside it. Oh, and it says Eldar are amazing. Shame you can't see that, guys.
One on Palmer save.
And then there comes the points appendix. So that's where your point system lies.
Yep.
Models per unit, points per model. Does not include weapons.
Well, then,
No, sorry, that does not include weapons.
Yeah, you
and
have to
then
buy
you
them
get cost per
separately.
weapon, yeah. Okay.
Now, Nurgle's out of the way, let's get on to the important one.
Oh, here we go.
Da, 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 boom.
Ah, I've come to kill you.
Angels of Death. So that's just talking about Primaris, they're amazing. Captains, so we've got a bit of background on them. Ancients, there's a lot of people talking about the fact that the Ancients, they're not old enough to be ancient, but I think that is the rank that's been given to them. There we go. Chosen for the, it is for this reason that only proven heroes are chosen for the rank of Ancient and given the honour of carrying these banners into battle.
Yeah, it's a rank.
It's a rank, not a thing that requires experience.
Yeah.
Ascot basically got in when the job's
I think
been
it came from
available.
heresy, wasn't it? Was it ancient Rylanor that was given the honour of carrying the banner? And then the honorification of ancient was applied to banner bearers, I think.
Maybe.
Could be wrong. Comments below, please.
Yeah. Primaris lieutenants, and we're hopefully going to see some variants of those. Intercessor squads, Inceptor squads, Hellblasters. That's it. So literally everything that's in the starter box. It'd be interesting to see what they're actually going to bring out, and if they do, they're going to have to bring out another book, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I bet there's a Dreadnought.
Yeah, where's the Dreadnought rules though? We've seen it.
It's not out yet though, is it? Yeah, but this is going to be the first release, isn't it? We're going to see a full-blown codex. That's going to come either at the beginning of or at the end of miniature release. Probably the end of miniature release, because I think they'll do like we've seen on some of the Sigmar releases. You get a like a 3 or 4 week release cycle. The units that you buy have the rules to play them in the box on the instructions, and then at the end of that you get the book, which gives you everything special about them on the final release.
I've got to wait.
You are going to have to wait patiently.
I can't do patient, but at least I've got this to read through. I can pick a chapter, pick a shoulder pad for the company that I'm doing, and go with it.
Yeah.
Cool artwork. Standing on some Nurgle land. Okay, so
There we go. So we've got Imperial Fist.
I found a chapter
Crimson Fist
last night.
Oh yeah.
Angels of Redemption, I think they're called. They're really stubborn. They're basically really stubborn. That's their main trait. They just don't.
I can't imagine.
They sacrifice the life of their chapter to fulfill a mission. They quite happily throw themselves at stuff. And if somebody says, "No, don't do that. It's not worth it," they're like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're doing it now."
That sounds ideal for you.
Yeah, and the colours. Guess what the colours are for the chapter?
Grumble.
Black.
Oh yeah, Grumble's not a colour.
Red.
Black, red.
And white.
Oh, whose amazing corporate identity
Is black, red, and
is
white.
black, red, and white? Let's have a little thing. Wargameronline.com.
The symbol is a hooded angel head with wings. So it's this Dark Angel successor chapter.
Ah, okay.
But I just need to see if I can get any transfers for them.
Right.
Anyway, enough of that. We've got Sides of the Emperor, they're cool.
My very first chapter, back in Rogue Trader days, were called the Grim Reapers, and that was their symbol. Only I painted it by hand, and my scheme was horrendous blue. That wasn't the name of the paint, it's just a reflection of my ability to paint.
That's the colour scheme.
Horrendous blue.
Then we've got the heavy metal painted versions of these again.
Just looking amazing. They're so badass, these models, they're amazing.
And then we've got rules. Data sheets. Yeah, we know about that. We know about the captain in the Gravis
So
armour.
let's just see if they repeat anything at all. So again, yes, we've got some basic abilities, haven't we? They shall know no fear is again referenced back.
Unit can read all failed morale tests.
Again, I'm going to say it. I'm sure that could have fit somewhere on that page.
Unless they're like future-proofing it. And I think some things are going to be far too big. Like the 1,000 Sun one that we saw, even without the rules on it was a full sheet.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Reroll, you've only got one rule to remember for the Primaris.
I know, but as we've said all along, one of the beauties of Sigmar really is there's a lot of it's self-contained on the rules. There are some references though to rules, aren't there, thinking about it?
You skipped a page.
Oh, skipped a page.
There we go. Primaris lieutenants. So what can they have? So they can have a bolt rifle, a bolt rifle, or a power sword.
Power swords are pretty good now, aren't they? What's the power sword? So this is a melee attack. It's strength for user, but it's -3 AP.
I thought there'd be more to them than just that though. There's not much customization. You've got a lieutenant with 2 options.
Yeah.
It's not
what would you
great.
have preferred? Missile launcher?
Just some war gear. You know, like options.
Yeah.
You could fill this with options. You know, like you make a custom chapter master or a captain.
True, but you might see that come out later. This is the start kit, isn't it? So we might see more characters come out later, or characters come out that are lieutenants with more options.
Roll a dice each time a chapter infantry model is destroyed within 6 inches of the ancient. Before it's removed on a 4-up, it can either shoot with one of its weapons as if it was the shooting phase, or make a single attack as if it were the fight phase. So just before it dies, you get to use it one more time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But it's still not killy, the special rules. That bit is, but the rest of it's not like...
I think the basic model themselves are killy enough. Hellblaster squad. Is that the plasma squad?
Yeah.
So again, plasma, is it a roll of 1? These guys suffer a mortal wound?
Only if you overcharge.
Only if you overcharge. Oh, if you supercharge.
Yeah, if you supercharge, the strength goes up by 1, I think.
By 1 this turn.
And the damage,
if you roll any
the
rolls
damage
to
goes
hits,
up by 1.
1 then firing the supercharge.
They never told us that in the demo game.
The firing model is slain as the weapon explodes. So you could spend the entire game just avoiding that, couldn't you?
Well,
and you just...
Obviously, you shoot one attack will kill 1 thing, won't it?
Yeah.
So if you're firing against stuff with 1 wound, you won't overcharge, you won't supercharge it. If you're fighting against
if you've got a
something with 2
beastie to
wounds,
bring down, you might just say it's worth it.
well, even if
for a
you're
bunch of
shooting
plasma
against
shots.
a unit with 2 wounds each one of those shots would kill them.
Yeah.
So you'd supercharge for that.
Okay. Let's have a look at the hardback book. And this is the thing, this is the starter set, and it comes with a full hardback rule book.
Yeah.
And it's not really, you know, we say rule book, but we've already seen the rules. So this is a full hardback background book.
Why have they still got him at the front?
There's Big Daddy E again.
Should have Gilliman there instead, sitting on the throne, sitting on his lap.
Just sitting on his lap, little Gilliman there.
Yeah.
Sitting next to Big Daddy E.
You know what would be cool?
What?
If you turn that page, the Emperor was actually reborn, either as a Chaos God or an Imperium God. That would be the best surprise ever. You know, if you turn that page and we're like, what? What have they done? Maybe it's on the next page.
You know what would have been cool? Because this is some very old artwork, and I'm a big fan of this artwork, by the way. So, you know, I love this artwork, so I think it belongs in the book. But what would have been cool is for them to do almost an updated version of it with Gilliman stood on the steps. So you see now that the command structure of the Imperium is affected. But
it's still the same.
Okay, so this is the big piece of artwork that everybody was excited about. Because there's the Flappy Man himself, isn't he? He's
and what
just
are
looking
these?
amazing.
Are these plague beasts or are they?
I think definitely. Remember that rumour mill where you saw a bunch of feet
got fat
lined
legs
up?
Onto it.
So it is some kind of 6.
Let's see what else we can see. So there's a
Should be a
Titan
little
in the
monkey.
back. There's some Thunderhawks there.
Yeah. Try and have a quick look to see if there's anything. Obviously, Gilliman's here.
Look at the size of the Primaris. Even compared to that.
That's a big old beastie, isn't it? There is some. Is that a knight? I'd say that's more. It's hard to say, isn't it? If it is a knight, it's old school knight.
That's a knight. That's a knight. That's a Titan.
Yeah.
Well, warlord or whatever.
This is cool. So where is this meant to be taking place then? Does it actually say?
No. One of humanity's worlds.
Yeah. Here we go.
Like Black Templars. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool piece of artwork. Okay, this is nice. Lovely effect on the sword there. The corroded armour. It gives a sense of what you should be doing in the paint scheme.
I've got that rust from Vallejo that I was using today. Well, doing a video on. Looks good.
Okay, contents, let's just go through. So, I should imagine this bit's fairly simple, isn't it? Imperium of Man.
Say that. That's background. That's background.
Armies of the Imperium. I'm just saying in terms of the format we've seen before.
Yeah, but there's 142 pages of background.
Well, there's only 8 pages of rules.
But then you've got a bunch there about
Activity of War, Warzone Ultramar, so again, more recent stuff. There's only war, playing the game, open play, narrative play, match play. So of course we were missing all of that in the basic rules.
Well, that's the General's Handbook equivalent.
Of course, yeah. Advanced rules, battle forged armies,
And
battle zones.
all of your scenarios.
So battlefield terrain, battle zones, night fighting. So that's like planet strike, cities of death, stronghold assault, death from the skies is all in that section.
Go to page 152, please, because that's got to be something else. Unless that's the background around each of those zones.
Well, should we just have a quick flick through? So again, very familiar section really. As we can see, this is all covering the history. We're not interested in reading all the way through the book.
But not right now.
Well, yeah, not right now. But as you can see, just covering all major
Nonsense
events.
Crusade, go back.
Lots of cool artwork.
And again. And again.
Yeah.
Okay, stuff we already know. That's fine. Keep going then.
Okay. Beautiful artwork.
That was the old rulebook.
Still amazing though.
Two editions ago.
Okay, introduction to chapters, introduction to armies.
Lasgun.
It's a beautiful lasgun. I've always wanted, look at that lander. That's just incredible. That's just amazing. That would be a great scenery piece, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
To actually build that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, Imperial Agents. So covering all of that. And I am going to keep moving quickly through so people can just see a quick look at certain sections. It's just full of beautiful photography and artwork, isn't it? And they've really worked overtime on getting this photography right, yeah. This is huge in terms of...
Oh, I bet we're going to slow down now, aren't we?
Oh, we're on to the good stuff now. Yeah. Nope, gone.
That's not really very
You only ever get 2 pages of Eldar. That's it. In any
no,
book.
you've got craft worlds. So they're talking about how they're rubbish and they have to keep making them powerful to make people happy.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Bill 10, very nice.
It was.
Yeah, gone.
Jakari, they're cool. Harlequins,
Excellent.
Inari.
There's our Necrony friends, the robots of joy and fun.
Everyone was Necrons.
Everybody.
There's that colour scheme, look.
Oh, that's cool.
The
Nice.
Hylac.
It's nice. Orcs. My next army.
On top of the rest, why don't you just flip through the pages? So this is
Tower
all
Empire.
new artwork
My
as
next
well.
army. Yeah. This is cool.
Another one. Tyrannus.
Tyrannus.
My army.
My expanding army.
They're cool. Just dropping a bunch of things.
They're the little
Flying
bomby
Hive
dudes,
Tyrant,
aren't
the
they?
saviour of the last edition.
Ah, yeah. I'm not sure that isn't the Hive Tyrant, actually. That's the
the
Crone,
Harpy or
isn't
whatever it is.
Harpy. Or Hive Crone. Oh.
I don't know, I don't think.
Okay, lots of Alien Menace, lots of Trouble, lots of Imperium for the Alien Menace to kill.
Now we're on. So
what page did you want to get to?
152 here.
There you
So
go.
this is the Eternity of War.
Not rules.
No, this is explaining what's cracking off. Warzone, Ultramar, what's going on? It's been invaded. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm sure that's what Gilliman said.
Yeah, then he went to Terra.
My lord.
I thought he was going to stay in Macragge and
I
just
think
ignore
he
Terra.
goes to Terra after he sorted those problems out.
I
doesn't he?
imagine he just packed up and left.
Yeah, just, oh no.
Lord Gilliman, you've just come back. See you later.
The Crusade. Okay, there is only war. So let's get into... So we're a good 70% of the book, I'd say, through when we're hitting actually getting into the playing the game. So open play. PG 188. Huh?
Page 188.
Oh yeah. Narrative play.
Parental
match play.
guidance 188.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You've got to be pretty old to play this game. Data sheets. So this is just again introducing the format, and this is
Bigger
the core
versions.
rules,
They're what
which we've seen. Ending with transports.
Maybe that's why it's 12 pages. 'Cause
Nice.
it's 12 pages spread out in this book.
Okay, example of the turn phase. Fighting a battle, so you're choosing the mission and warlord trait. What are the standard warlord traits? Add one to attacks. Add one to leadership.
These are
Okay.
the missions now.
Yeah.
Narrative play mission rules. So we saw that there was some extra narrative play
Yeah.
stratagems, weren't there? And that's stuff like this. So you've got
The
sentries
sentries.
and
A
reserves. and
really cool
sustainers.
idea.
And they're here.
That is nice.
We're
So
definitely
this is going to be quite fun. I think we need to work through these one at a time and
Yep.
try them out, don't we? So Crucible of War Patrol, Blitz.
And it's interesting. They're all played on 6x4s.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing so far on a 4x4.
Yeah, but I think that's reflective of generally 40k games being larger, isn't it?
We'll just play all of our games on a 6x4 from now on.
Yep. Stratagems and into artwork, and then we are into historical battles. So can you recreate? Yes. Cadian Deployment Zone, Alpha Legion Deployment Zone, and Dohrak's Road. Match play.
This is
So
what
here
we're
we
talking
go.
about. This is what we're talking about. Battlefield size 4x4. So up to 1,000 points.
Okay.
Number of detachments you're allowed.
2 per army.
That's interesting as well because people can't do the whole split it all down and take
Yeah, go crazy.
up to 2 hours for the game length, which is weird, really.
Yeah.
Because they were saying a 1,500 point game would take 180 minutes or 90 minutes or
90
something.
minutes, I
They've
think they were
obviously
saying. Yeah, but I suppose they're trying to set expectation when you're just learning the game as well. I mean, you can all play faster as you get into it, can't you? It depends how many pretzels you have throughout the game. That slows things down. Standard deployment. Oh, hello. They've gone and given us angles.
I don't like that.
You wouldn't like that. That's got angles. It doesn't look straight enough, does it?
We're going to have to have some sort of
Can you imagine
measuring.
if they had curves? What a nightmare.
What we need now is a template to place down that we can move.
No. Do you know what you do? Look, you put a dice 9" in from the centre point. You put a dice 12", and you put a dice 12", and then you can just
and you
size
just
it.
put dice all the way along
No,
there.
you don't need to put dice. You just need to size
You do,
down
because
it.
otherwise, like Dave,
No.
especially pink.
No.
Pink can't even do the 12-inch
But you know, if it's like a millimetre over that line,
it's not
it
even
won't
millimetres,
matter.
it's inches.
It won't matter.
Right, carry on. Come on. What else we got? We've got 2 either side, which we're used to. We've got.
Oh, you're not going to like
Not
that.
happy with that either. You know what? Every time we play this, we're going to have that size template and place it in the middle.
That'd be crazy. What about this, Sam? Are you ready? Oof! What have they gone and done now? 6 inches, 9 inches, angles all over. You know what? That could be an origami plane.
I'm only ever playing Dawn of War. I don't even like that.
You don't like that? I like that. I
like
think that
Dawn
makes
of War.
battles interesting. Everybody grumbles because setup isn't straightforward, but it definitely is interesting to play on.
What we need is a board with lights, so you can press the button and then it's like, oh, you know what you could do? Like a projector, so you can project it down onto the board so you can clearly see deployment. That's an idea that's not been taken by anyone.
Let's do that, Sam.
Do you not think that would
You
be
know what we could
idea?
do? Because we've got all the overhead camera equipment
Yeah.
and everything, we could do it as an overlay on that screen there. So we can just see.
Or we could just press a button and it projects it onto the table. Couldn't we not do
Games
that?
Workshop, could you release some kind of board projection? Oh, you know what? Just put dice down and side
No,
down.
I like this now. Think about how, you know, you just,
We're moving on.
Just picture this,
Sam,
okay?
we're moving.
Just
No,
picture
I don't
this.
want to
You've got
picture
6 battle plans, you go, right, we're playing Dawn of War, you press a button and then it highlights on the board where the 2 deployment zones are. This is like Dragon's Den material.
Why are we revealing it in an unboxing?
I'll hide it.
Can we put this in the blooper?
Oh, this is too big money.
Retrieval mission, no mercy. I think we're seeing some big guns never tire, scouring. So again, familiar format. No doubt there's probably a slight jiggle around, but Slay the Warlord, First Blood, Line Breaker is still core 3 rules. We can see it. Look, Slay the Warlord, First Blood, Line Breaker, but Destroy the Big Gun gets added in that one. Let's have a look. No quarter given. So again, we are seeing a very similar format. But yes,
I don't like the relic game either.
that's one of my favourite games. It was the very first game I played in competition. The first mission we had in a tournament was the relic, and I was like, what are we going to do? And I was playing Eldar and Space Wolves, and Jack just charged forward with his Thunderwolves, mashed everybody while my little Guardians ran and picked the relic up and ran away with it. It was brilliant. We had so much fun that day.
I like how we can talk about your Eldar battle, but we can't talk about revolutionary gaming games.
We can if you want, Sam. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about lasers for a bit. Cleanse and capture. I think we've got an idea. There's a lot.
And then we've got detachments, force organisation charts.
Yeah.
And this is, we haven't seen
lots of them. No, this is good. So we've got patrol detachment, battalion detachment, brigade detachment. Let's just have a quick look at this. 6 to 12 troops, 3 to 8 elites, 3 to 5 fast attacks, 3 to 5 heavy supports, 0 to 2 flowers, 3 HQ. That's serious.
What I'll be aiming for.
So your minimum you can do on this one is 3 HQ, 6 troops, 3 elites, 3 fast attack and 3 heavy support. You get 9 command points for that. Wowzers.
Stratagems. If a player has a battle-forged army, you may spend command points on the following in any mission. Reroll any dice. Select one of your own eligible units and fight with it next.
Yep.
Automatically pass a single morale test. You know what, having 9 of them is going to be insane.
Yeah, especially with what we've seen from that Perils of the War.
That is cool, I do like that scene. I like how they're using this fog machine as well.
Yeah, cool, looking good. A little bit about terrain, woods, ruins, craters, barricades, obstacles. And as we've seen a lot of monstrous creatures and things like that don't gain any kind of benefit from terrain unless they're, looking at the Wraith Knight, I think it was 50% obscured. So it's time to put
infantry.
On the
infantry units that are entirely on the base of a wood receive the cover. You have to be entirely the whole unit.
Yeah.
Which is difficult with certain sized units to fit them onto that base.
Yeah, it is. It's not going to happen.
Other units receive the benefit of cover if at least 50% of every model. 50% of every model is actually obscured from the point of view. So you can't hide a Wraith Knight behind there and really obscure it, can you? You'll hide that much of the Wraith Knight and that bit's all open.
Yep.
Models are slowed when charging through woods, which doesn't happen in Age of Sigmar. When a unit charges, one or more of its models have to move across the wood space. You must subtract 2 inches, which is fine.
It's interesting that, isn't it? That the benefit from cover is difficult to gain, but the disadvantage of crossing it is easily inflicted upon you. So if you've only got one model crossing it, the whole unit subtracts 2. But you've got to have everybody inside to gain a benefit. They've made it kind of a bonus as it's still a good defence mechanism.
Yeah, but not
still
good for
counts,
cover.
but not good for cover.
But it's to stop. You can have all these.
But we're talking woods, so we're talking probably the worst of the terrain, aren't we? So, but you know, does that apply for anything? Ruins, unless they can fly. Infantry seems to scale the walls. So infantry units that are on a ruin receive the benefit of cover.
Just on it, you don't even need to be up near a wall.
Yeah, units only receive the benefit of cover if at least 50% of every model is actually obscured from the point of view of the shooting unit again. So no standing behind a wall but on the base of something saying, I've got cover.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Wow, okay.
Only infantry can get the save from craters.
Yep.
And it's still got the 2-inch negative.
Yeah.
Charging 3 craters. Interesting, because ruins used to be the same as everything else. Yeah, you got the negative, didn't you, for running through ruins, charging stuff. It still counts as difficult terrain. They've taken that away now. I imagine this allows you to have more scenery on the board. People aren't going to be as unwilling to put scenery on the board.
And don't forget also City of Death rules, etc. So there's probably more rules around that you know around buildings. Okay.
And barricades are only for infantry. What does obstacles do?
Vehicles and monsters.
Yeah, but there's 2 different types. So you've got obstacles that stop
Tank traps,
vehicles.
which are obstacles to vehicles and monsters, and tangle wire, which is an obstacle to everything else. Units are slowed when they attempt to move over obstacles. If a unit advances or charges, one or more of its models have to move over an obstacle. Wow, you must halve the unit's advance or charge.
But Titanic models don't care.
As they shouldn't.
There's a lot of scenery rules.
Okay, fuel pipes, hills, scratch-built terrain. Ooh. That's a beautiful piece of terrain work. Okay. Battle zones. So we're into Night Fury, Fire and Fury. So what is this special rules?
Optional special rules.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not go too much into this because this was meant to be a quick flip through the book, wasn't it? You know, that's interesting. Actually see them sort of helping you work out campaigns as well. And this bit, that's good.
Got matrix campaigns and map campaigns.
And that will give us good stuff to follow. Tree campaigns, matrix campaigns, map campaigns. That will be good to apply those to some of the campaigns we're going to do on the site. Wow, that just looks painful, and there's all sorts going off there. What's he doing?
He's his eye. Oh, he's probably taking the gene seed off it.
Is it the Narthesium?
He's dead. He's got no arm. He's got one arm. Okay, he's not dead. He's like, help me. And he's like, I'm just taking your gene seed.
He might be fixing it.
And he's like, yeah.
Do you think that's what's called
that never happens to me.
Yeah, I just throw this guy up.
What is it?
Just throwing a
Space Marine. Space
Off
Marine.
you go.
Goodbye.
Fly, be free.
Wait,
We've been doing this too long
can
now.
they not take the gene seed from these as well?
No, it's corrupted, isn't it?
Yeah, they could put it in a vial or something.
Don't you go talking that kind of heresy around here.
It just seems a waste.
So we've got an appendices which covers demons, astropathic communication, high lords of terror. So
It's a summary of everything that's kicked off.
kind of a
in the
little bit of a
universe.
summary, yeah. That's interesting.
Combat lifesaver. How to field dress a Lazarus.
Ah, that's classic, that is, yeah. So there's some classic bits of content in there, and there we are. We are at the back of the book.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. A lot that comes inside a
I'm
starter box.
quite impressed with that, and the weight of it is good as well.
Okay.
Let's get on to the models then.
So we can't just open this. we have, oh, catch that on camera, a purity seal. We're going to have to open. Do we need to say some kind of incantation or something like that?
Didn't mean to break the seal. So, I was thinking it's like that Indiana Jones chest. What was that?
The Ark of the
Ark,
Covenant.
yeah, they open it up and they just die.
We're just going to quickly go through sprue by sprue, pick out some of our fun bits really. Nurgle sprue, like the hammer. Anything else to say? Turn them over actually, let's see the front of them. So yeah, this is pretty cool.
So these are all the characters, that's the big casty dude.
Yep.
There's a lot of bits.
Yeah, for a starter set, they've certainly not made it super easy on everybody, have we? Which is not a problem. You know, I'd rather have some options on the models.
Yeah, I like how the backpack is separate, so you can convert these as well if you buy multiple boxes of them.
The little drone dude. Oh,
yeah, I do like that. That's actually
cute.
really nice. That's probably my favourite bit on the entire sprue.
Amazing. Okay, you get the vote on that one. More of these guys that we've seen the first sprue, and again, we're not doing the full breakdown at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to get these built, we're going to get them painted, and when we can do an army showcase of what comes in each faction. So we'll just do a nice little showcase video for everyone so they can see them built.
They're two of the same sprues as well.
Yeah, okay. Right, the last thing for Nurgle is obviously the huge cloak and the huge dude.
That guy is massive.
And the drone there as well, but you can just see how big that guy is. Really, he's a big.
And the detail on this kit is insane. All the cracks on the armour, the little emblems that are on all of these plates.
Super cool weaponry.
The mask, I really like that as well.
Yeah.
I really like the Marines. I think everything in the set is amazing, apart from the box walkers for me. Don't know what it is. It's just that one thing.
Yeah, I mean I like them, but you know because I think there's almost a comical element to Nurgle in terms of the background story, how the Nurglings fall into pots of horrible nastiness and become heroes and stuff like that. I like that comedy element, and I think they've played a little bit on that with the poxworkers. They kind of half make you laugh.
In the middle, and he's got
exactly.
It's probably been experimented.
It's just been experimented. It's all gone terribly wrong. What would you like to look at first? Maybe.
Anything. It's all amazing.
Here we go. So we've got quite possibly
the Inceptors.
Inceptors, but look at that. Is that the Inceptor feet?
That's the Gravis, that's the captain.
No, that's the captain. Check out that Gravis armour. So
huge cape, love it. Interestingly, the torso is attached to the legs, so you can't do much of the posing changing on that, which is a shame, but
limited options, but he is a huge bloke.
The guns are huge, they are almost heavy bolters, not mini heavy bolters.
Yeah.
The plasma guns are massive. Look at the size of that.
Yeah, it's huge. But they look amazing. We've seen these built, we played with them at Warhammer Fest, and they just look fantastic. Again, that's almost like the boot of the Gravis armour, isn't it?
It's almost like a Centurion scaled model, but
and of course it
backpacks.
Carries over with the Mechanicum styling that we've seen on the robots, the what are they called?
Yeah, Castellan robots.
Yeah.
Big bolters as well. Bolt rifles now, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, and here we are, the banner.
Interesting, they were printed this year.
Wow, they're relatively recent.
It's a fast turnaround for the amount of models they've done.
Yeah. But we've seen that in their release cycle.
I think I'll change my banner so they're not all the same. Because I'm going to have multiple versions of these ancients.
And there we go. We really can see how big these guys are. They're huge.
Yeah, next to my finger.
Yeah.
Massive.
Just look great.
Cool.
And that's it. What do you think, Sam?
Okay, so the book's amazing. The instructions we already know. I like that that's 8 pages. It's quite nice. It's nice that it folds out. The book is probably the best part for me.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised about. Again, a book is the best bit. It's got so much in it. I think the amount of background that's in there, you could take that on holiday and spend the entire holiday reading it.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much of it's original for us old seasoned players. There's new stuff in there, definitely. I'm a polar opposite to you, though. For me, the box is about the models. I think for a starter set, this is the best starter set I've seen in the history of 40k. I'm quite happy to say that. The models are incredible. The detail is completely at another level. And the volume of what you're getting as well. So, and that, on top of a hardback book.
But all in all, it's an amazing box set.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited to play it.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We are pretty excited, a little bit excited. Come on, you must love those models.
Oh, I love them.
I can't wait to get playing. For me, that's what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
We just need to get into it and start playing our first game. Right, well, hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, hopefully that's given you some more information. We know that there's a lot of information of this all over the internet, so you might take some information from this, or it might just be a bit of a look at the starter set and a bit of a heads up really of what you get inside it. If you are going to be playing 8th edition, I've asked this before, but we had all of the feedback in the live chat rather than in the comments. So if you're starting 8th edition, put in the comments below which army you're playing, and we'll see if some of the people who said their armies in the past have changed their ideas yet, whether there's going to be a whole swathe of Primaris and Death Guard armies. And if you're doing Primaris, let me know which army you're doing as well, so I can pick something different. Anyway, see you later. Thanks for that.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.